Developing tonight, many in central Pennsylvania are still feeling the effects of the abrupt closure of the Iron Hill Brewery. Today we learned that the Hershey location had to clear out roughly $15,000 worth of food. And in a CBS 21 News exclusive, our Maxine Rose spoke with one of the chefs impacted and explains how he's dealing with that change. Maxine.
TJ, Jake Servin had been working at the Iron Hill Brewery of Hershey for about 10 months, but like many others, has been taking the loss of community especially hard. As a chef, though, he says he's taking the loss of the food hard too.
The way that I found out was our food order had gotten canceled.
Sous chef Jake Servin says it was at 5:30 Thursday morning when he got the call. His now former coworkers and employees at Iron Hill Brewery in Hershey finding out in a letter shortly after.
It was a panic. I feel like mass panic sets in. Coworkers and people that I was their boss, and they're like, "Jake, what do I do?" And I'm like, "I'm in the same position you're in."
Not only would nothing be coming into the restaurant that day, but nearly everything would be going out, like open alcohol and buckets of food prepped just one day prior.
Donated probably $5,000 to $7,000 worth of food to local food banks, and then we probably threw away $9,000 to $10,000 worth of food.
One of the food banks they called was Cocoa Packs, which distributes food to children weekly.
It's amazing what we're going to be able to give to children on Wednesday because of the heartbreak of the company.
That felt good, but still, like when you're picking up buckets of food and like, what are you going to do with it?
Servin says it hurts to know that if they had been given more time to get rid of the roughly $15,000 worth of food, he and his team would have done even more.
We could have had soft closing. Soft closing, hey, the restaurants are dissolving. This is what we have. Let's sell it, or let's get rid of it. Let's let employees take it. Let's let the community have it.
They took their own heartbreak, and they turned it into something that was a blessing for others. And my prayer is that they can all find jobs and be caring for others in a new way.
And Servin also says that the community here in Hershey, the restaurant community, has really opened its arms to the former employees here, but many people are still looking for jobs. We also know that Cocoa Packs will be hosting its drive-through at Spring Creek Church. That's on Wednesday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Reporting in Derry Township, I'm Maxine Rose, CBS 21 News.
Developing tonight, many in central PA are still feeling the effects of the abrupt closure of the Iron Hill Brewery. Today we learned that the Hershey location had to clear out roughly $15,000 worth of food. CBS 21's Maxine Rose spoke with one of the chefs impacted. So Maxine, how did the chef find out about everything?
Yeah, well, TJ, the chef, Jake Servin, he told me today that he got a call that the food order was not going to arrive. He said he called his boss afterward to see what was going on. Maybe there was some sort of issue, and that's when his boss let him know for sure, we are not going to be going into work today, he said, and we will not go back to work, ever here.
Well, I mean, you said the boss notified them. So as the boss, did they find out any sooner than the other workers? Do you know that?
Yeah, so the chef, he was a sous chef, so he had a managerial position. He got that call, and if it weren't for that call, he would kind of have learned when everybody else, all the other coworkers and employees learned. But still, it was really all within a matter of minutes that everybody was able to find out exactly what happened, through a letter that said, I'm sorry, this is what's going to happen next. But, the conversation among all of them was pretty much the same. It was just a lot of loss and devastation, heartbreak.
Yeah, I mean, and we learned today that the Hershey location got rid of about $15,000 worth of food, and roughly $6,000 of that was donated. So yes. Who did they donate that to, and why exactly?
Yeah, so they donated that money to Cocoa Packs, which is a food bank around here. They distribute food to young children, students every week. On Wednesdays specifically, so that's coming up. But they wanted to reach out to them because, you know, they're close by, they're local, they're community partners here. Iron Hill Brewery has done so much for them, as they have done, you know, right back to them. So to be able to give all that food to them was really something that Cocoa Packs told me today was really meaningful. And so, like I said, you know, that food that was given to them so generously will then also be given to all of those kids on Wednesday.
Yeah, and I'm sure they definitely will put that food to use. So I have to ask though, why wasn't every food item donated?
Yeah, so as we said, you know, there's $6,000 worth of food that was given to Cocoa Packs, right? And so the rest, unfortunately, had to be thrown out. And why? Well, Jake Servin tells me today that that's because of the kind of quickness of everything. You know, you just got to come in and get everything wrapped up. And, you know, if you don't have other people coming out here to take some of that food, that you just have to throw it out. They had to be out of this building right here within a day. So it was a lot of chaos, he said, a lot of panic.
All right, thank you, Maxine. We'll check back with you at 6 o'clock. Well, in the meantime, many of you at home are reacting to this news on our social media pages, specifically with concerns over the company closing without giving its employees a heads up. So let's go and take a look at some of your comments that you've left under our Facebook page. Let's start with Judy, who says, sorry they are closing, but she says she's never heard of it. Jay says it was a bad way to treat employees. Haley says that it was just so sad. And Tawanya says, I know a college girl that they hired 2 weeks ago, and at the Westchester location, she had to buy a uniform and shoes. Now she says she's out of money. Jennifer says it happens. They don't always know. She said that she lost her job several years ago. So just more and more people are weighing in on this, and we do still want to hear from you at home. So if you would like to comment, just head to our CBS 21 Facebook page. You just may see your comment tonight at 10 or 11. Developing tonight, many in central Pennsylvania are still feeling the effects of the abrupt closure of the Iron Hill Brewery. And today we learned that the Hershey location had to clear out roughly $15,000 worth of food. And this CBS 21 News exclusive, our Maxine Rose spoke with one of the chefs impacted. And Maxine, he has a lot of changes he has to deal with tonight.
Oh yeah, a whole lot of change. TJ, Jake Servin was one of the managers here at the Iron Hill Brewery location in Hershey. He said he had some access to company records, looking at how other locations were doing at the time. He said he thought that maybe it was possible some of the locations would close, but not this one. He said he felt like they were doing pretty well.
There was some writing on the wall, of course, but I didn't think it was to this extent. It does feel like a little bit deflating. You know, you work so hard for something or somebody, to all have it end in one day is pretty remarkable.
Servin, who was also a sous chef there, says it was at 5:30 Thursday morning when he got the call that the food order had been canceled. His boss later confirming the closure. He says he and his coworkers rushed to the restaurant to clear roughly $15,000 worth of food out with only 1 day to do it. With the short time they had, he tells me they were able to give roughly $6,000 worth of food to those in need.
It's amazing what we're going to be able to give to children on Wednesday because of the heartbreak of the company, and the employees. And it's bittersweet for us, to receive the blessings, but then to also, honor the work that they did in our community.
And Christine Dexler with Cocoa Packs tells me that it was just awful to watch as all of the employees got together. It was very emotional as they packed up trucks and trucks of all of that food. She also tells me that a distribution drive-through with all of that food will happen on Wednesday. She says that will be at Spring Creek Church from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Reporting live in Derry Township, I'm Maxine Rose, CBS 21 News.